Well, we are back. Is the Tea Party destroying the Republican Party, or is it breathing life back into the GOP? Charles Krauthammer writes today that the big political story of the year is that a spontaneous and quite anarchic movement, no recognized leadership or discernible organization, has been merged with such relative ease into the Republican Party, planted its flag within the party, and with its remarkable energy, created this enthusiasm gap. Lawrence O'Donnell is host of The Last Word, which debuts this coming Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And Jonathan Allen is with Politico. So, Jonathan, because Lawrence always thinks of the last word, I'm going to always let somebody else have to get the first word here. So, Jonathan, I guess I would say this. Charles Krauthammer is positing that these folks in the Tea Party movement weren't Republicans before these last 2 years. That's not what polling has showed, is it?
It really isn't, Chuck. I think a lot of these people are disillusioned Republicans from the past, the type of people who describe themselves as conservatives first and sometimes Republicans. But, you know, if you're a political strategist in the Republican Party in a midterm election when most people don't vote, I think you take the energy of the Tea Party, you take them voting for Republican candidates, and hope for the best.
Hey, Lawrence, isn't this what happens when political parties lose, that in the following election, basically the base is what energizes it? We saw it, we've seen it happen inside the Democratic Party before. We've seen it inside the Republican Party, frankly, multiple times. Isn't this in many ways history repeating itself?
Yes. I mean, this is exactly the kind of energy that the Democrats had in 2006 and then again in 2008, because they had something, they had a regime to overthrow in the Congress and then, you know, in the White House. And so there is no energy in politics like the throw the bums out energy. And the side that has that, especially in midterms, is a very difficult side to bet against.
You know, Jonathan, on what's going on inside the Tea Party movement, I guess the other thing that Krauthammer says is that they sort of planted their flag, and I think what we saw with the rollout of this Pledge to America, and we saw, frankly, a rise up in disagreement, I would say, under the anti-establishment conservative press, right? If you want to talk about the blogosphere, the folks based in Washington, National Review, Weekly Standard, liked the pledge. It was the folks, the conservative writers outside of Washington who were sitting there going, wait a minute, guys, you don't get it.
Well, it certainly doesn't have all the things that the Tea Partiers want, certainly not the social conservatives. It's almost silent on social conservative issues. It doesn't deal with immigration, which is one of the big issues for Tea Partiers across the country, and other folks that have been drawn to the anti-Obama field. But I think Republicans believe that they're going to be able to hold on to those folks for the next 5 or 6 weeks anyway, and that this pledge will be something they can point to as a plan, but not something that dominates the conversation.
All right, we're going to take a break right here. More